All right, guys, welcome to On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. We have Ian Sparks here with me this evening and co-host Dan Hall, as always. So, Ian, been a long time, man, since we've talked. How you been?
Good, man. Good. Just keeping busy with life, you know?
Yeah, you recently just got married there. I seen that about, a year ago?
Yep, just about a year ago. And we actually have our first little one actually due here beginning of December. So
Oh,
it's,
congratulations.
Oh, what a blessing.
yeah, so it's very, very busy around the house here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, wait till it comes out.
Oh, believe that. I
Then it's
believe
gonna be
that.
really busy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait till you get that first and second year in too. It never stops.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping to
man.
have a little bit of tree time this fall.
Yeah. I remember those days. During that time, I did not get to hunt very much. I just changed diapers.
But thankfully, my wife likes hunting and stuff too, so she's really supportive of it. So I'm hoping that works out in my favor.
Yeah,
that's
it
perfect.
probably will. Yeah. So you've been with Victory Outdoors there with Curtis Gotch for a pretty good bit. What, 5-6 years maybe?
I think it's pushing 7 years now, to be honest with you.
7 years.
Already,
Wow.
yeah. Pretty much it started. I was on the Mossy Oak Pro staff several years ago, and met Kurt at the Iowa Deer Classic, working an event for Mossy Oak, and anyways, he was running the turkey calling contest and whatnot. And fast forward, he and I grew a little bit of a relationship there. I found out he actually lived in my hometown where I grew up, and yeah, it allowed us to get to know each other better and hang out. I was actually living in Kansas at the time, and then moved to Illinois to Pike County, and then moved back to Iowa. In all that meantime, he and I became good friends, and eventually, he asked me if I'd be interested in coming on board with Victory since I had moved back home. So, yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, Curtis is a great guy. First time I met Curtis was at the NWTF convention, probably, man, that's probably been a good 8 to 10 years ago at least. So,
Yep.
but, and he's had Victory Outdoors for probably 15 years.
Yeah, 2012 is when he started it.
2012. Yeah. Wow. So,
Yeah, it's been a day or two, but
10 years.
yeah, pretty much when I moved back, the biggest thing he had he had been doing all the video editing and stuff, and that's actually what I went to college for originally. And I actually worked for Whitetail Properties for a while, doing some of their producing, and then moved back to Iowa, like I was saying. And so with me having, some experience, a few years of experience, producing outdoor television, kind of decided to see if I'd be interested in joining them, like I said.
Yeah.
And I kind of took the reins on the production side of things for Victory. He's still the boss man. He still owns it, makes all the decisions and whatnot. I'm just the guy behind the computer and behind the lens typically. So
Awesome. Yeah, I know that you've been in that
Nice.
in photography and videography for a long time. I mean, ever since we've known each other. So
yeah. Yep.
we got kind of disconnected there back when you were just starting college, maybe, and you were starting to get real busy with college and things like that. So
Yeah.
where was it that you graduated from?
So I graduated from a small private school down in Kansas, Sterling College. So I mean,
Okay, yeah,
middle of nowhere, Kansas. Yep. And then from
Gotcha.
there, I graduated immediately. 2 weeks after graduating, moved to Pike County, Illinois, and worked for Whitetail Properties.
Yes, I
And
remember that.
Yep. And then I was there 3 years, I think, a little over 3 years, running around the country doing their video work and whatnot, doing drone videos and stuff. And then ended up moving back to Iowa to work for another real estate company, doing all their video work and whatnot. And then that kind of ended up how I ended up getting into what I do now. I do real estate full time now. That's my career. But
Okay.
I still do video work and stuff for Victory and stuff on the side for fun.
So when you were first with
Nice.
Whitetail Properties, you wasn't selling property; you were just doing their video stuff.
Correct. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
So
cool.
Well, it was kind of, I mean, that's what really got me going. And is I got to travel all over the country and see some of these gorgeous farms, multi-million
Yeah.
dollar properties for sale. And then, ultimately came back to, I'm sitting here doing a lot of this marketing for these guys to sell these farms. Like, why
Yeah.
the heck do I not do this myself?
Yeah.
And, after 7 years, I think, of working for real estate companies, helping with their video work, photography, and stuff like that. Heck, I just jumped into it myself, and it's been going great. So,
Nice. So are you with Whitetail Properties now, or?
nope. I'm just with a local brokerage here.
Okay.
Here in Winterset, and actually launched Landfront Real Estate, which is the land division of our office. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
yep.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard a lot of really good things about Whitetail Properties. Jeremy Allen, I don't know if you know him or not, but he's one of the West Virginia agents,
mhm.
and he does pretty much, I'd say, more than half of the state here in West Virginia, and he also owns Appalachian Trophy TV, but he's a really great guy, and he has nothing but the best to say about Whitetail Properties.
Yep.
How good
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
Yep.
So, well, we're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back with Ian Sparks. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Ghost 802, a sports team based in Vermont. Their goal is to promote safe and ethical hunting and to raise the youth to share the same passion for the archery, hunting, and the outdoors as they did growing up. For more information, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let them know that you heard about them right here on the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. All right, guys, we're back on the limb with Ian Sparks and Dan Hall. Ian, during the break there, we were talking about Victory Outdoors and, a lot of different things going on with you guys. So fill us in on what y'all got going on.
Yeah, man. So I think now Victory, we have, I think it's 11 guys, 11 or 12. And anyways, yeah, I mean, most all of us are South Central Iowa. That's where most of us are located. We have a couple guys on the western edge and one guy crossed into Nebraska. But I mean, we primarily do whitetails as our main forte, and turkeys in the spring. That's just the go-to thing out here. And I say that, but we just got back last week from Wyoming on an antelope hunt, and all four of us killed goats out there, so that was a great time.
Yeah, I seen that on Facebook. Those were awesome.
Yeah, man, but it's pretty cool. I mean, we've even though there's 11 of us or whatnot, it's pretty cool, man. Seeing how I have 2 or 3 guys that live close to me that we'll rotate who's filming who and whatnot. I mean, we all work full-time jobs. We all bust our tail to be able to have time to hunt. None of us have hired camera guys. Almost, I think there's only one guy on the team that really has a lease. Almost
Wow.
everybody else is permission-based farms that we hunt. And yeah, man, it's a great group of guys. We all become really good friends, and we hang out. I'll go down there and hang out with some of the guys down in the Bedford area in Southwest Iowa, and hang out down there a bit. We'll go out for an evening, go film velvets, scout them a little bit. They'll come up here and help me even with my do food plots for me. Ty has done that for me multiple times. Come up into my food plots and my buddy Drexel. I mean, he's been a bona fide killer. He's killed a couple really good bucks. Seems like every last 2 years he's killed 2 bucks back to back. Yeah, I mean, those are just a couple of the guys, but I mean, there's, like I said, there's 11 of us, and I mean, they're all just a whole bunch of stone cold killers, man. And but we all ultimately are out here doing it all for fun, and that's why we do it.
So where you guys primarily hunting at? Is it there in Iowa, or is it different places?
Yeah. So I mean, most all of us are hunt here in Iowa. We do have a farm out in Nebraska. We turkey hunt, but one Drexel I'd mentioned, he goes across the border in Missouri some because that's where he's originally from. But yeah, there's Ty, Garrett, and Talon that are all down there in Bedford area, and that's where Drexel lives now. So there's like a group of 4 guys there, and then there's Dennis, Jake Reed, myself, and Kurt, all around Winterset area. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Oh yeah, and then my buddy Jake Goodwin, he's right here too. He's the best man at my wedding. And then
Nice.
and then Ryan and Zach are over there by the Omaha area. So I mean, there's like there's 3 main pockets of us, and all of us are work together, getting all over hunts filmed and whatnot. And like tomorrow, for example, we have this major cold front coming through. I highly suspect this weekend someone's going to get a deer down. And I do have some good deer on camera, but not my number one target. So I'm gonna go film Goody, actually, Jake. I'm gonna go film him because he is an absolute slammer showing up for him. Yeah, sure, I'm missing out on a cold front, but I get just as much enjoyment being behind the cameras as I am pulling the trigger. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So you guys are running the trail cameras, cell cameras, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're using the
we run right now. We're running Tacticam reveals.
right.
We've got some of the new Reveal Pros, and they're awesome little cameras, man. They really are. I mean, it's funny. My wife shot her first buck with a bow last year, and then I don't know why she hadn't before, but here like 2 weeks ago, she asked me for the login for my Reveal app for all the cameras, and then now I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, to go to the rest or whatever. I wake up, she's over in bed freaking looking at trail cam photos now. She's like,
it's very, very addicting.
It is, but I'm use this to my advantage, so hopefully I can keep getting more cameras. I can justify.
There you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice.
So those reveals, they do a pretty good job out west there.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that's the one cool thing is they come, when you order them, they come with an AT&T or a Verizon SIM card. So whichever service provider you have, you can put in it. And I mean, Verizon works best down here, and it's crazy, man. They get better service than your cell phones a lot of times.
No kidding.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Yep.
So what you got to pay for an extra SIM card from your cell carrier and then put it in there?
No, it comes with the camera. The Reveal comes with 2 SIM cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and you just put them on your service.
Oh yeah, man. It's stupid simple how simple it is. It's stupid. Like all it is you pop your SIM card in, literally get in the app, press the plus for add a camera, and it'll say scan the QR code on the camera. You do that, and that gives you 2 more questions or whatever, and that's added to your phone plan. It's that simple. It's crazy.
That's crazy. And what's that run on your phone plan?
I think it's like $12 a camera per month.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yep. So
now, you can't like during the off season, can you shut them down?
Oh yeah, yep. That's the cool thing about these. You can turn them off any time as you want, whichever one, suspend them. Then you don't get charged at all once you suspend them in the app.
Yeah, so there's no cancellation fee or nothing like that.
Nope.
All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back with Ian Sparks. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Backwater Truck Supply, located at 100 Armor Creek Road in Nitro, West Virginia, right across from the Town and Country Supply. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com. Backwater Truck Supply specializes in accessoring your ride to your liking, new or old. Does your Jeep or truck need lifted or leveling kit installed? They've got you covered. New tires or minor automotive repairs? They got you covered there as well, with a full-service lift along with a wheel balancing machine. They are affiliates with some of the top brands in the automotive industry. Contact them today at 304-610-8699 or check them out at backwatertrucksupply.westvirginia.com. All right, guys, here we are back on the limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Dan's got me laughing so hard. I accidentally called Ian Smith instead of Ian Sparks there when we were getting off the air for our break, and Dan's waving in the background, and Ian's like, "Who you waving at?" I guess he's looking for that Ian Smith guy there in the back.
I thought he was coming in. I wasn't sure.
You thought he was going to be the next guest coming in line there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Ian, here on our previous episodes, we've been talking about CWD. That seems to be a big topic right now with a lot of states. And have you all had any problems with CWD in y'all's area?
Down here in southern Iowa, we have not that I'm aware of. I know in the northeast corner of the state, I think they had a little bit, but closer to Wisconsin and stuff like that. But down by us, no, not really CWD as much as EHD, which that tends to be the number one thing down here. That's definitely been a big hurdle. It seems like once our deer get back to the numbers for one of them, we're finally getting a good number of mature deer. Then EHD hits again and kind of wipes out the playing field, mature bucks up for us.
Yeah, I was just looking that up here. It's it says that blue tongue virus is also in the same category as EHD.
Yeah, I know a lot of people get that confused, but it's definitely not the same thing.
Yeah, not the same thing, but I guess they categorize both of them.
Yeah, blue tongue doesn't come from the same thing. It doesn't come from the flies.
But neither one of those, EHD or BTV, affects humans, from what
Correct.
This here's been
correct.
saying.
Yep.
That comes from the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. When I just looked up EHD, that was the first thing that came up. So.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, man, we fight that down here often. I mean, I think it was 3 years ago now. Around my house, we got slammed with it. I mean, you literally just walk out the front door of my house and you can smell dead deer. I mean, you go up and down the gravel road and you can smell them with a 4-wheeler. And I mean, I called in several to the DNR. I remember, 3 years ago, I just walked 10 yards into the public hunting ground, and you can see where there's a dried up puddle or whatever, and there's a bloated buck dead right there. It's just insane the amount of deer it wipes out.
Wow. And that's Dan, you were saying earlier that's almost like it's almost like warbles and squirrels.
To a point, it is. I mean, it's both of them created by flies.
Yeah.
The warbles kind of burrow into the squirrel, and they relieve after a cold spell. But it's the same, but it's different in a way.
So it's a fly that bites one of either deer or squirrel and leaves that larvae in them.
Right. They're two different. Yeah, there's two different flies though. One's the bot and one's the
midge.
Yeah, midge. Yep. Thank you.
The midge. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, those are really good trout fish with.
They are actually. So season coming up. Yep. You guys have target bucks. How's your target deer looking?
It's funny you say that. So I mean, typically during the summer, I'll have a couple of them I have my eyes on, but in all reality, it just tends to be where I'll get velvet photos of all these bucks, and then we have so many standing crops out here, so many row crops that, those bucks, once they shed their velvet, they'll wander off and
sure,
to who knows where, I never see them again. But then again, like right now, I mean, it seems every single day now I'm getting different bucks on camera. I think I had one show up here within the last week that I'd go after him. He's a probably high 60s, low 70s 10 point. But other than that, I have a whole bunch of bully bucks, if you will, giant bodies, small racks.
Right.
I have, both my wife and I both have targets that we were hoping to show back up. My number one deer last year showed up October 10th, and her showed up October 16th. So we're creeping into those days now with this cold front here tonight and tomorrow. I'm really hoping one of them shows up, because if they do show up, they're gonna be pretty special.
Man, yeah, sure. I bet.
Now, yeah, we're looking at that cold snap coming in this way too. But are you guys? How do you guys perceive bow hunting? Do you more ground hunt, or do you guys do the tree stand?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not your typical bow hunter. I mean, especially a lot of guys from out your way or down south or Michigan stuff that are used to big woods. They come to Iowa and they're like, there ain't no deer in that draw or that waterway. There isn't. But myself, I tend to hunt these farms that are overlooked the most, because if there's a big block of timber, you can almost put $100 on it that's either leased or it's heavily hunted. And
sure.
I tend to hunt a lot of these farms that are honestly crop fields with some waterways in it, and they have a handful of trees in the fence line. And that's where I hunt. And you would be floored with the deer I get on camera every year and where they're at.
Right.
So I guess to answer your question, I do use stands, yeah, but I do use ground blinds too. It just really depends on the scenario. Yeah, because I was talking tonight. This one spot we've hunted it with blinds before, but the problem is you can't see anything coming. But it's a whole bunch of CRP and switchgrass and stuff, and then row crops. But my wife and I were just talking about today. I might build a little 4 or 6 foot platform just to get the blind up higher because there's no trees there, but yet you get that height a little bit. You can see a heck of a lot better and be a little more prepared for something coming. So
that's what I was going to say. Do y'all normally just do the ground blinds, or do y'all use tower blinds and things like that?
Yeah, I think in the last 10 years for sure. I don't know if it's out there, but I feel like the last 10 years for sure out here in the Midwest, tower blinds have just gotten ridiculously popular. I think they're getting, they're getting more and more affordable, and people are realizing how effective they are. You can literally put them wherever you want, so you can hunt on any wind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
definitely.
And be able to see a long ways and stay warm, especially during our negative temperatures.
Yeah, and then wind chills you guys have out there.
Oh man, it gets pretty brutal. We'll have negative 20-degree wind chills. Almost guaranteed every winter.
Yeah,
you get a little.
When draw's cold snap usually start?
Oh man, Halloween's pretty much the kickoff out here.
Yeah. I think here it's supposed to be this weekend. Supposed to be 34 degrees, so we're gonna be getting a little light frosting this weekend. So it's gonna definitely start moving the deer around here a lot more.
Yeah, I think the high tomorrow is like 54, low of 32. So it's going to be cold tomorrow, but it's not going to be halfway consistent really, until about Halloween. So
yeah, right. That's my kind of weather, man. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, all the leaves have turned here now, and it's that time of year, man. You go outside, everything's golden yellow, and love it.
Yep.
Oh, I love that part of it. They can keep that cold weather though.
Yep.
Yeah, when you work out in it, it's a lot different. I worked out in it for years, and I got used to it, and then I come inside and quit working in it, and you don't really like it as much anymore. But it's still just a part of the fall and the winter I like.
Oh, for sure. Don't get me wrong. I do like a good spring morning. Turkeys are gobbling. And it's 50 degrees in the morning. Oh yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, we're going to take another little break, and we'll be right back with Ian Sparks. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Top Down Construction, a local construction company located in Hurricane, West Virginia. A veteran-owned and operated construction company ready to tackle any project. With over 25 years of experience in the industry, they offer a wealth of knowledge from design to completion. Contact them today at 304-415-2203 and let them make your dream a reality. You can also check them out on their Facebook page or call them today at 304-415-2203. All right, guys, we're back on the limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. We have Ian Sparks here with us this evening. Dan is now dropped off the planet. He dropped a little too much of gator drool on his computer, and it's not working now. So he's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we will continue. So, Ian, there during the break, we were talking about you getting ready to have, you and your newlywed there, getting ready to have a child, and how's that going to affect your hunting season?
Here's the thing. I got married on October 30th, and I got a lot of crap from my friends for that one.
Yeah.
And, and I told them all, I said, hey, guys, it's like, work with me here a little bit. I said, at least getting married on, on the 30th is a one-day deal. At least I'm not having a kid during the rut or something. Well, look, a year later, here we go. Freaking baby's going to be due mid-November, beginning of December. So, Yeah,
Wow.
I got to eat my words there, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I think my wife's really supportive of me hunting and stuff, and wants me to spend time out in the woods. But at the same time, I'm with it being here October. I'm trying to get a good deer pinned down for her.
Yeah.
Probably going to put her on one here early muzzleloader season for sure if her target doesn't show up. But I think he will in time. But just to get a tag filled for her. But then, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting out. But um, between work, also her no longer working. She was a teacher for several years. And she's now a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it's a big adjustment for both of us. She's always worked her tail off, and
Yeah.
and both of us obviously supply the income for our own selves. So there's still only a year in the marriage, and there's still a lot of that adjustment we
Yeah.
still got going on.
Definitely. Yeah. And she hunts too, so she's an
Yeah.
outdoors woman.
Yeah, actually, this the current season of Victor Outdoors that's up. You can watch her nice season as one episode. She shot a awesome mainframe 9, but he had a double main beam that was literally the same length as the other two beams. It was a 20-inch beam, and I mean he went 163. And that was her
Wow.
first buck with a bow, first deer with
Nice.
a bow.
So what's going to happen if you kill the big buck first and she's still there with the baby? I seen you looking over
We
to the
don't
side
talk
there.
about things like that, Michael.
I
Those
hear
are
you.
unspoken things in this house.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, one of the things we like to do during our podcast is our salute to service, and we were talking about that during the break. Man, we need to give all the thanks and honor we can to our service members that have served so we can do the things that we do in the outdoors. And just like this podcast, it's because of them that we're free and able to do these things without any restrictions, So today our salute to service is going out to Jim Sparks, in honor of Jim Sparks. He was born in 1948 and was drafted into the armed forces at the age of 21. He served in the United States Air Force during Vietnam as a jet engine mechanic, and he was honorably discharged. He doesn't really talk about it that much, but we all can understand that for sure. And we just like to thank him for his service to our great country, and God bless you, sir. So I guess we're about done. We're going to wrap things up this evening. Ian, I wish you and your wife, newlywed there, the best of luck, and congratulations on everything and the new kid coming along. We pray that everything goes well and, everything's healthy and you all have a great delivery there. And
Yeah, man, I greatly appreciate, man. We greatly appreciate. I should say it. We're hoping for the best. We don't know what we're having. We're keeping it as a surprise, but
okay.
And it's that's just one thing she wanted to find out. I wanted to wait, so this is going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So,
well, I bet Dad's hoping for a son. So
yeah.
Take him hunting.
her dad wants one too because all their only grandchild is a girl, so he's looking for a hunting buddy. So
yeah, I tell you, man, when my kids, I remember back when they were young, and I had my son in the woods when he was 4 years old, and from the time he was born all the way up to that 4th year, I could not wait till I got him in the woods. I was so excited. I was probably more excited than he was, and I'd take my son and daughter fishing, and they. My daughter loved fishing when she was younger, but she's just a girly girl now and does dance and all kinds of stuff. But I'm hoping that later on in life, the outdoor stuff will come back to her and, she'll want to do those things again. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, we just thank you guys. And I really appreciate you coming on this evening. And like I said, it was kind of it's been a long time since we talked to each other. It was great catching up with you beforehand. And, I wish you guys the best.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. And I wish I could say bye to Dan, but I'll tell you what, the only request I have is that he sends me some of that hot sauce stuff, man. That must be some good stuff. It even fries computers.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening, and be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those good outlets. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. We're on about 15 different outlets. So be sure to check us out, give us a follow, and give us a review if you can. So everybody have a great evening. And again, Ian, we thank you.
You bet. You too, man.
Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it. Good night. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com.